In the world of magic, the soul is a transient thing. In the world of magic, the soul is not fixed. It's not 100%. It's not static. It's dynamic. The soul in magic grows. It evolves. You can call it the spirit, but let's agree on the term soul. The soul, that which gives you life, is evolving. Now, everyone is different. Some people are more spiritual, and some people are less spiritual. So the degree of that evolution and your awareness of it is indicative of your level of spirituality. And if you're into magic, if you're a magician, you will have an even more acute awareness of that soul journey. Because magicians go through different levels of this spiritual education, these crossovers, these death experiences. They see themselves dying. They may experience death. And that's that process of the soul reincarnating. So it can get very intricate. And so, as you know, I always give you a range because, when you say something, most of the time someone says something, they share some knowledge, and they put it in a vacuum that everybody has to know this at this level. And the fact is, it's not true. It's not true. There are many levels according to your awareness. Not everybody is going to have a high level of awareness. Some people in this life will remain at a low basic level of awareness, and some people will be very high. So when you communicate from a high level to a low level, that's not intelligence, it's awareness. Awareness of how the world works. What is real, what is unreal, what is behind the nature of reality, astral travel, all that stuff. So when someone from a higher level of awareness talks to a person of a lower level of awareness, there's disagreement. Usually the lower level awareness calls people crazy. That's crazy. I never heard that before. Let me check the Bible. If it's there, it's true. If it's not there, then you are crazy. Now, as the soul evolves, and this is an interesting thing about the way I talk and the way I share information. I tend to understate things. I tend to simplify. I tend to understate things. I tend not to make a big deal out of something. I don't yell and scream. And I think that's just evolved from the reactions of people over the years, because I've been doing this, for a number of years. So my method has changed. In the beginning, I was a lot more dynamic. That gets a certain reaction. I've become more sedate. Some people think that because I'm sedate or I understate things, right? They think, well, he's at a certain level of awareness. Well, no, I know my level of awareness. It's just that I present it. I want to present stuff to you so that you can engage the material. I don't always want to convince you. I don't want to convince you to my way of thinking. I want to convince you that this is what I think is going on. But I'm not going to bowl you guys over the head like, some people will yell and scream, "This is the way it is." I'm not like that. I've been doing this, I think, the understating process, the simplifying process, it naturally scares away those aggressive egotistical types. I think this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's boring, right? Naturally, but those who are serious, those who understand, those who have awareness, they will understand, right? The knowledge that is being shared, and I like that. I like it because I'm naturally filtering out those egotistical, psychopathic types. Those people who believe in prophecies and end of the world, wild conspiracies, the radicals, they're not going to pay attention to this stuff because the way I present it naturally filters them out. It scares them away. I'm not going to listen to this guy. So over the years, we've had this slow progression, sharing of knowledge. Magic is interesting. Magic, I don't explain magic because you can't explain magic. So when I talk about magic, because not everyone's a magician, but I think you can understand the process, and you either can you accept it or you don't accept it. So I can't scientifically prove magic, and I'm not going to get in that discussion. Magic is magic. And those who understand magic completely understand what I'm talking about. That's the funny part. I will get a message from people who understand magic, and they will say that is so exactly the way I see it. They completely agree without me ever having to explain it. And then there's other people who've been conditioned. You need scientific proof, you need evidence, you need substantiating research. You need validation. You need the official seal. And those people will not understand it. And that's fine. Magic is a different thing. In magic, the soul evolves. It evolves. Now for the magician, it's much more acute. Acute means there's some things that happen in the initiation of a magician, that the soul can progress, can take many steps, can reincarnate during the lifetime in magic. But for the normal person, there's still this evolutionary process of the soul happens, so that when you are young, you have a certain soul, a certain grade of soul. A soul that has a certain level of awareness. And through life experience, through the aging process, through the spiritual process, the soul can be augmented, can be improved, can be added to. Sometimes you can think of it, the soul, let's say you're born with, 75% of your soul. And as you go through life, you accumulate, you earn the other 25%. Now, 75% is a lot. It's more than enough. You'll never know the difference. I didn't know I only had 75%. Where's the other 25? How come I didn't get it? Wasn't I good? Did I sin? When you get into magic, you get all these questions. I'm simplifying. Sometimes you don't always have 100% of your soul. That can be karmic relationship, that can be magic relationship, that can be other things. Now, as you grow as a person, the soul, you get different parts of your soul. Different parts will download from the other realms, from wherever they are, and they will reattach to your main body, your main soul, such that you become a stronger person, such that you become a wiser person, such that you become more politically active, such as you become a better teacher, a better writer, a better person. Now that process of synchronizing your soul, the new parts of the soul, the new levels of your soul, you have to synchronize that with your body, right? You have a soul and a body. I know some people will get into you have different bodies. Well, let's not get into that. Let's just say you have a soul and you have a body, and the soul is in the body. It's incarnated, it's embodied. Now, when a new part of your soul, sometimes even a new level of soul, sometimes a new soul. So you can have these different things. You can have a part, you can have a new level, right? A new coat of paint, like a new coat of paint. You got the same paint, but now you got a new coat of paint. You can have a new coat of soul. Shinier, brighter, lasts longer. And you can also have a new soul, whereas the parts of the old soul will release, and a new soul, your soul, not somebody else, your soul will join you. So why didn't you get it before? Why come later? Because again, it has a spiritual progress. Did you earn the knowledge? Did you earn the spiritual level of understanding? Can you manage such an advanced spiritual body? Or are you still attached to your demons, to your possessions, to your ego? Right? When you're young, you might be full of anger and ego, desire, and it wouldn't be wise to have a more powerful spiritual body because you might do some damage. Sometimes when you're born, you have to pay off karmic debt. Karmic debt requires you to suffer, to live a hard life, where you obtain wisdom. And when you have the right level of wisdom, your new soul comes in, or the new level of soul comes in, or a new part. Transformers. Now, a part of the soul, because it's such a powerful thing, can change you dramatically. A small part, when if it can reattach, resynchronize, it can change the way you see things. It can change your career, your relationships. It can make you feel better. It can make you feel stronger. All of a sudden you have understanding. You know who you are. Or you wake up and say, I know who I am. And that process that understanding could have come from that spiritual process. Now, according to your awareness, you will know how much of that went on. Typically a magician is trained in this kind of understanding. So they believe in other dimensions and soul travel and soul synchronization. So they may be part of the ritual, the initiation. They may see their soul in a dream reattaching with their body. So if you ask a magician can see that process, and then they wake up and they feel different. A normal person who has no awareness, who might have a lot of religious programming, might not see anything, and they just wake up, or they have a vacation and they come back, I feel better. I don't know why. It was good. I was relaxed. It's the vacation. It's the vacation that did it. They might not see the deeper level. They may not want to see it. Most people don't want to see this stuff. So you have these gradations, right? You have these levels of awareness. What I'm trying to explain is that the soul evolves, whether you see it or not. In magic, as a magician, as a shaman, as a person initiated into shamanism, this is my understanding, this is my experience, that there are these three levels, let's say three levels of a soul synchronizing with your body. And it's not just one time in your life. It can be multiple times throughout your life, depending on your spiritual growth. If you like spiritual growth, you might have more of these. If you're afraid of spiritual growth, you might have less. By the same token, there is an issue. Again, I think this is a fairly new discussion, a public discussion. There is an issue when it comes to soul synchronization, because you need the right condition for the soul to synchronize with the body. You need that time. You need the time. You need the frequency. You have to be at a certain frequency, because the soul is a very high frequency. The soul is a very high frequency construct. And when it descends, it can't descend. It doesn't become material. Material is the lowest frequency. So it doesn't become material. And you are material, you are physical. So in order for you to synchronize with the soul, you see what I'm saying? You are a physical, low frequency person. The soul is a non-material, immaterial, high frequency construct. It descends, but it can't descend all the way. So you have to ascend. You have to ascend, raise your frequency. And that process, that window of synchronization has to be met when the soul is ready to come back. Otherwise, the soul comes back, you are not synchronized, you are too low frequency, the soul will go back. You will miss an opportunity. You will miss an opportunity for spiritual growth. And if you're a magician, that can be that could be a big loss, because that will affect your level of magic. So, already I hope you're seeing, and I'll point it out, I hope you're seeing that the master controllers, the dark magicians, they know this stuff. Maybe this is the first time you're hearing it, but they know this stuff. This has been around for thousands, hundreds of thousands of years. They know it. So, if they keep you at a low vibration during that transition, during that process of synchronization, you won't get your upgrade. You won't get your soul, you won't get your new soul, you won't get your new level of soul. Now, if you miss one of these, then the next time you have to make up the difference, right? And now if you needed a certain level of understanding, and you need your new part, the part to your soul, peace. If you don't get that peace, then you go through life and you don't obtain the right knowledge. Then the next time you don't have the right knowledge, you're not ready for the next level. You see what's happened? There's this cascading effect, this ripple effect. Now, for most people, let's say they don't notice, they don't care. They just live a simple existence. But for some spiritualists and light workers, you want to synchronize at the time of synchronization. And the opportunity can be 1 or 2 or 3 times, but sometimes it's just once. You need to put yourself in a position of synchronization, and you feel that. You feel that. How do you feel it? Sometimes you want to take some time to yourself. Sometimes you get out of a situation, out of a relationship, and that raises your vibration. You're in a bad relationship, it's low frequency, you get out, you raise your frequency, you obtain your pieces of your soul or whatever it is, your new soul, and then you feel better. And then you might go back to the bad relationship. But that's another discussion. Sometimes you're working a lot, and you take a vacation. The vacation can be that process of allowing you to, spend time in the water and have fun and relax, to raise your vibration so that you can receive, you can download whatever it is you need to download. Pieces of your soul, who you are. Now, most of the time they're just pieces or levels of your soul, and sometimes it's if you've done the work, and if you've done the work and the research, and you've gone through the self-improvement, and you have awareness, then you may reach the level of a new soul. And that can be a very powerful transformation. Now, during these processes, again, the master controllers, they know this, and they know people. They know people who are threats to them, people who embody light. So they don't want you to embody light. Sometimes, when you're in that process of synchronizing with your soul, you can be attacked emotionally, and the people around you might attack you and make you angry. Sometimes you just, all of a sudden, emotions rise, and that can be an attack. It could be a magical attack to make you angry. Once you become angry, you fall out of the higher vibration and you go down to the low vibration. So whatever download, whatever soul download you were to receive, now you've missed it because you're angry or you're depressed. And then when that opportunity goes away, the anger goes away. But it's too late. Now you've missed something. You may even think you missed something, but you don't know what it is, right? Because you don't have the level of awareness. And sometimes it's blocked. They'll block your awareness, make you angry, and you miss the opportunity. So that's why when you have awareness, the more awareness you are, ascension is a big word. Awareness, when you understand it's time for me to improve, to download, when something comes in to make you angry or emotional, you push it away, or you isolate yourself. I need time alone, right? And the demons come, you got to stay calm because you know it's your time to download, right? Now, when you don't have awareness, you feel like something's going to happen, and then you get angry because of a relationship, a job, money. I'm angry. I'm allowed to be angry, and then you miss that opportunity. So awareness is key. Now, if you're a magician, you may be attacked by other magicians during that download, that transition. They can affect your memory, they can affect your awareness, they can affect your emotions. It could be multiple levels. And that's enough. That could be enough to keep you down, and you miss that opportunity. It can be a very important opportunity. It can be a whole new level of awareness. And you miss that, and then all those blocks come off, and you realize, I missed something. And you might not get it back. Now, these opportunities, they're not structured. Everyone's not the same. It can be according to age. I think these are pre-incarnation. So it's structured, let's say at age 38, this will happen. Of course, you don't know that, but at age 38, you get a divorce, you quit your job, you're unemployed, right? Which is very depressing. You're upset, you're lonely. By the same token, all of these things may have been removed so you can raise your frequency. Focus on yourself, right? Again, it's awareness. A lot of this is awareness. Some people are more aware, some people are not. So it can be age it happens, it can be a certain level of understanding. If you do a certain amount of work, if you do the spiritual work, if you do the spiritual teaching, you might earn more parts of your soul. You might earn new levels, new spiritual levels. So that might be an option in the incarnation contract. If you work hard, you can earn more. If you don't work hard, you're going to get it at age X, Y, and Z. Right? Now, right, so it's not, you can control it, and you also get some pieces. Now, when there's an opportunity for a download, it might happen a few times, right? You might get a signal or something happens in your life and you say, I want to do something here. I want to take a break. And that might be that process. Something happens, you get a phone call, kids in the hospital, miss that opportunity. And that might come back again in a few months. And then if you miss that, it might not come again for a few years. Now you're stuck on the same level of awareness for a few more years. Now, whether you get attacked or whether you just can't control your emotion or your life is just very hectic, it doesn't matter, because the onus is on you. The onus is on you, and if you have high awareness, you can counteract all of these things, right? If you know something important you have to do and then you don't do it, then what happens is you didn't have the awareness, the discipline to do it, right? You didn't do it because you don't have the awareness. So the system says they're low level of awareness. If under all adversity you summon the strength, because intuitively you summon the strength to get away, to raise your vibration, to do your spiritual healing, then you have, under the eyes of the system, you have earned the respect of the system. The system says this person is aware. So it's also a reflection of your awareness. You get multiple opportunities, and sometimes if you miss multiple opportunities, they may not come again. And you will have limited your spiritual growth in this life. So the synchronization with the soul, with the body, is very important. It's very important. It's very subtle. Not everybody is going to understand it. Not everyone will see it at the same level. But when you yourself, I know myself better. Usually when you get older. So all these things are happening at the same time. So be aware of that. Synchronization, with yourself. With yourself, you are improving. You're adding to yourself, so that the idea is you become more complete in this lifetime, rather than waiting other lifetimes, right? And the circumstance, I don't know the circumstance. The circumstance can be karmic. The circumstance can be spiritual. The circumstance can be awareness, education, can be many things. Be something to be aware of.